Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a little while. This is the look I've filmed for you today. It's a look inspired by Bybrookelle. She's one of my favorite Instagrammers. She's so beautiful, so talented. So yeah, this is inspired by her sort of like half cut crease that she does. I've used a mixture of products in this tutorial, but I will list everything down below and I will try and find links for everything as well. So if you want to learn how to create this look, stay tuned. So first I'm going to prep my eyes with my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I'm just popping in a couple of drops of Inglot Duraline because mine's gone a little bit dry. So just pop a few drops of that in, give it a little mix, and then you just want to apply a thin layer of that all over your eyelid. Once you've done that, you can just take a powder or an eyeshadow that is similar colour to the base. So I'm just going to use this shade from the NYX Pro Highlight and Contour Palette and a Morphe E23 brush, and literally just packing that on. Focusing more in the crease area because I do get a little bit of creasing. Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I literally use this to death. So I'm going to start off with the shade Raw Sienna, which is this one right on the end here. And I'm taking that on a Morphe M200 brush, and I'm just going to start packing that onto the outer corner. And then blend it through the crease. I want to keep it quite high up on the crease because we're going to be carving it out. So you can take it right into the inner corner. You can blend this one up quite high because this is just our main transition shade. So it doesn't matter if it goes right up near the brow bone. Next I'm going to be taking the shade Burnt Orange, which is the second one here. I'm just going to take that on the same brush. And I'm just going to go right over top of where we put the first shade. So packing it on to the outer corner. You don't really want to go more than a third of the way in for this look. Okay, so once you're happy with that, we can go into our next shade. Okay, so next I'm going to take this shade here, which is called Relgar, I think, on a Morphe E28. And I'm just going to apply that straight over top before, but I'm not going to blend it as high. I'm going to keep it more concentrated. Okay, and then you go back in with the M200 brush and just blend out those edges. Okay, so next I'm taking the shade Red Ochre, which is this one right here, on a Zoeva 224 brush, arguably one of the best brushes you could buy. And I'm just packing that on to the outer corner again. So next I'm going to be taking this shade right here, which is called Cypress Umber, which is a really nice dark, and I'm just packing that on the very outer corner. And then I'm using the Zoeva 224 brush just to blend the edges out. And I'm going back in with my M200 brush just to make sure all of the edges are nice and blended together. There's no harsh lines. Okay, so just to apply a little bit of a highlight to my brow bone, I'm using the shade, this one here, which is called Tempera, on just this brush. It's unbranded, it's really cheap. I probably got it off eBay or Amazon. And I'm just using that right underneath my brow bone. This has like a satin finish, so it's gonna give you a nice sheen without it being shiny. This small end of the Urban Decay Vice brush, I think it's from the Vice 4, and a little bit more of that Tempera eyeshadow, and just blend that into the shadows that we have on the lid. And then I'm just going back in one last time with my M200 brush, just along the edges, so I can blend those two shadows together. Okay, so once you've got your shadows down, you want to grab something to carve it out. So I'm just taking concealer, and I'm just taking a flat concealer brush. This is just a concealer brush from Illamasqua. It's from one of their Christmas collection things. I can't think what they're called. Gift sets. From one of their gift sets. So I'm literally just going to get a tiny amount of concealer on my brush. This one's really nice and flat, but it's quite sturdy, so it doesn't like flip around when you're trying to get your carve on. And then I'm just going to decide where I want to put my cut crease. So I'm just going to look straight forward into my mirror and then tilt my head back slightly and just press in a very faint line, which you can probably not see. I'm just really carefully marking out my line. But I don't want to make it too harsh straight away, because if I make a mistake, it's gonna fuck my eyeshadow up. So keep on looking straight and then looking down into your mirror. Okay, so once you think your shapes are the same on both sides, you can start blanking out that area. And because we want that fade in the center of the lid, I always start on my inner corner. Don't like to apply too much concealer to my brush, so I'll apply the bulk amount right on the inner corner, and then I'll just use that to spread across my lid. And then when you get towards the outer third, you just want to do really light tapping motions just to create a slight fade. Then I'm just going to take my Zoeva 142. This is the one I use for concealer, not for eye primer, and I'm just going to go right over top of that just to make sure there's no excess concealer. Okay, so once you've got your concealer laid down, just buff over it one last time. And then you want to use a flat brush, so I'm using the larger end on this Urban Decay brush from the electric palette, and I'm mixing together these two shades here. So this one at the top is called Vermeer and this one's called Primavera. So I'm just mixing them together and I'm just packing that onto the lid. And I'm just taking this sort of like 2/3 of the way in, and I'm just going to leave this area. So now I'm going to go back in with my E28 Morphe brush, and I'm just going to take a bit of burnt orange. This was the second shade that we used, and I'm just going to pack that on just here. I'm going to take it all the way up to the line. As I get closer to the centre of the eye, I'm doing lighter tapping motions, and then towards the outer corner I am using slightly more firm tapping motions. Then I'm going to take my M200 brush again, and I'm just going to really lightly blend those two together. I'm going to take my Zoeva 224 brush and some of the red ochre shade, and I'm just going to pack that on to the outer corners, but not taking it in as far as the burnt orange shade. And as I get further towards the crease, I'm using really light circular motions, barely touching my eyelid at all. And then just go back in with my M200 really lightly to blend all of that together. Now I'm taking my Morphe M506 brush. It's this really tiny blending brush, and Cypress Umber again, and then just packing that right over where we packed it before. And then back in with my 224 Zoeva brush, just to blend out the edges. And I'm just taking the shade Relgar, just lightly along the edges of the outer corner. And then back in one last time with my M200 brush, just to diffuse the edges. Now I'm just taking my Sephora own brand fine liner, 24-hour felt tip liner, and I'm just creating a line for my lashes to sit on. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with my mascara. This is Perversion by Urban Decay, all-time favourite. If anybody knows of any good alternatives, let me know. So I'm just doing a light coat of this because we're going to be applying lashes. So I'm going to leave the lashes until last. First of all, I'm going to do the skin, and then we'll do the under eyes after. So I'm going to prep my skin by spraying it with the Urban Decay B6 Vitamin Spray. Then I'm going to be using my Illamasqua Skin Base Foundation. This is the shade 8.5. It is a little bit darker, but that's okay. I like it. And I'm just taking that on a Zoeva 102 brush. It's actually not that much darker. I'm just applying that all over my face. I'm not blending it in with the brush. I'm just applying it. If you have a white hair, try not to get it in your sideburns. To blend that in, I'm just taking my beauty blender and spraying it with a little bit of the All Nighter setting spray from Urban Decay. Just make sure that it's sufficiently dampened. And you just want to blend all over your face. Like that, to make sure there's no streaks. Okay. Once that's all blended in, I'm gonna take my concealer. This is the Naked Skin Concealer by Urban Decay, and this is the lightest shade. And I'm just gonna apply that under my eyes, and also as a bit of a highlight. It looks fucking white right now. It's not white. I'm also gonna take that on the tip of my nose. Cupid bow, little on the side of the chin, forehead, and then a little bit just on the bridge of my nose. You take your beauty blender again at the other end and just blend that all in. If it's not damp enough, just re-dampen it. Once you blended that out, you want to flip it around just to get these edges so you don't look like a crazy person. I like to do just on the edge of my nose as well, so it's not like a harsh white line. Then you just blend up the other areas. Now you want to set that. I'm using the Mercier Secret Brightening Powder because it's lovely. I'm gonna use my Marc Jacobs Spotlight Glow Stick, and I'm just going to dust away my bake first. This is just a Zoeva 105 Luxe highlight brush. So now I'm just taking a small beauty blender. I believe this is the one they brought out for blusher. I'm just going to take my glow stick, I'm just going to run my beauty blender on it a couple times. And then I'm just going to apply that to my cheekbones in a C shape. I'm going to take it on the end of my nose, the tip of my nose. My Cupid's bow. I like to take it between my brows and just onto my forehead a little bit. Just on the center. And then my chin area. So I'm taking Becca Opal. This has hit pan, I'm so sad. And I'm just taking that on a Zoeva 129 Luxe fan brush. And because I put a cream down, I like to tap first and press the powder into the cream so that I don't move it. So I'm just taking that burnt orange shade underneath my eyes. And then I'm going in with my Zoeva 224 brush and the Relgar shade. Still don't know if I'm saying it right. Please tell me if I am or if I'm not. And I'm just going closer to the lash line with this one. And then with that same 224 brush, I'm taking red ochre and I'm just going mainly on the outer third, the lower lash line. With that one. And then I'm switching to my M506 brush and I'm just taking a small amount of the Cypress Umber shade, which is the darkest shade that we used, and I'm just pressing that on right on the outer corner where the two lash lines meet, just to intensify the outer corner again. And then I'm just taking it on the outer third of my lower lash line. And then back in with my 224 brush just to blend all of the shades together. Now I'm going back in with my flat brush that I used for my lid shade, and I'm mixing those two shades together again, taking them on the inner corner and then on the inner quarter of my lower lash line. Now I'm just taking Smoulder pencil by Mac and I'm just using that to tightline my waterline. And then I'm taking it on my lower waterline as well. And then lastly, I'm just going back in with my M506 brush that has the Cypress Umber shade and I'm just running that along the lashes. So I'm just going to use my NYX contour palette and I just mix these two shades together on my brush, and I'm using the 105 Luxe highlight brush from Zoeva. Just like dip in and out of those two shades. Okay, so the lashes I'm wearing are Lilly Mykonos. They're the mink, 3D mink lashes, I think. So I'm just going to apply my lip. I'm using Plum liner by Mac. And then I'm using one of the NYX lingerie liquid lipsticks, and this one is Babydoll. Okay, so that completes the look. I hope you really liked this video and learned something new today. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back really soon.